Hey everyone, this is Mr. Saints Godzilla 21 and welcome to another episode of Best Glitches, the series where we look at games new and old and explore the greatest glitches they have to offer. Today we'll be taking a look at the legendary first-person shooter Halo Combat Evolved. Developed by Bungie, Halo single-handedly revolutionized the FPS genre and made the Xbox the behemoth it is today. Taking place in the year 2552, you fill in the boots of the renowned super soldier Master Chief as the UNSC ship Pillar of Autumn crash lands onto a mysterious alien ring. It is then up to you to take on the Covenant Armada and discover what secrets lie beneath the surface of Halo. Being Bungie's first FPS and designing innovative features, it's only expected that certain glitches would make their way into the game. These include breaking entire levels of the campaign and performing unimaginable feats in the multiplayer. However, we'll mainly be focusing on the single player since many multiplayer glitches are largely exploits and have long been patched. So without further ado, we'll get started. Let's start with an easy glitch that carry 3 weapons. Play through the beginning of Pillar of Autumn until you reach Captain Keyes on the bridge. Once he gives you his pistol, make your way back as quickly as possible. You'll know if you're fast enough if the 3 grunts don't spawn in the hallway. From this point, pick up the assault rifle and kill 1 elite and a grunt. Pick up one of their weapons, then swap it for another. All you have to do now is head back to the bridge and wait till you're given a checkpoint. The next time you enter the hallway, the grunts will spawn and you'll be given the pistol. For the remainder of the level, you'll be holding 3 weapons. This could be quite helpful when playing on higher difficulties. Unfortunately, you'll revert back to 2 once the level's complete. Before we move on from the Pillar of Autumn, you can escape the ship by glitching through one of the airlocks. There's only one location where you can survive doing the full glitch, and that is where you see the escape pod's departure. Now go to any of the airlocks and jump towards the middle glass while pushing in the crouch button. This will likely take you a few tries, but soon enough you'll pass through the lock. Now carefully walk off the edge and you should fall onto an invisible floor and only lose half your shields. You can now explore a small area outside the map and take in the entire outer space skybox. It looks even better in the anniversary graphics. Moving on, there are multiple spots on the silent Cartographer where you can skip through the mission. The first is where the elite zealot closes the doors. Instead of entering the structure on foot, drive in with the Warthog and attempt to go through the doors while they're still open. This can be quite tricky to pull off, but thankfully there's a checkpoint so you can quickly retry as many times as you need. Eventually, the Warthog will make it halfway through the door and you can jump out. The elite isn't able to move, so you can easily kill it from behind. The next skip can be performed by triggering this cutscene. Once it's over, turn around and walk off the right side of the ledge. By hitting this spot, you should survive the fall. Now the final skip can be done by making your way off this ledge and falling onto an overshield.
I want you to use any means necessary to force your way into the facility and find Halo's control center.
This is a go-to method for speedrunners and can help you get through some of the hardest sections of the level. On to one of the more classic glitches in Combat Evolved, we have the Warthog launch. With a co-op partner, get the Warthog on the silent Cartographer and park it next to this overshield. Now continuously kill your partner behind the Jeep till there's 10 to 20 grenades lying on the ground. You don't want there to be too many grenades or you'll overshoot the glitch. Now throw a grenade at the back of the Warthog and pick up the overshield before getting in the passenger seat. After the grenade goes off, the chain reaction will catapult the Warthog. If you used enough grenades, you'll land on the very top of the island. This usually unseen part of the map is fairly interesting to explore, especially in the anniversary graphics. Next, we have 2 Pelican glitches on the mission Assault on the Control Room. The first one can be done directly at the beginning of the level. After the opening cutscene, turn your camera around to look directly inside the Pelican. Now wait till you're forced out and simply press enter to hop back in. And with that, the Pelican will fly off before eventually crashing outside the boundaries of the map. This usually results in your death unless you're trying the glitch in co-op. Your partner will survive the crash and you'll respawn on them. Boy, I remember spending hours on this glitch as a kid because my friend tricked me into believing you could fly the Pelican at this point. Obviously that isn't possible, but just the option to flip the Pelican was more than enough to make me believe it might be. The next Pelican glitch can be performed where Echo 419 drops off the Warthog. Jump off the left side of the bridge, then make your way to this lower ledge.
I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning.
Now turn around and walk off the side while holding left on the analog stick. If you're lucky, you'll land on this spot without falling any further. This glitch can be very hard to pull off if it's your first time, so I recommend either playing in Anniversary graphics or have a co-op partner in case you mess up. Now make your way over to these rocks before jumping down the rest of the way.
Roger that. Make it quick.
Once you're on the ground, wait for the Pelican to drop off the Marines. Before it takes off, press enter to get inside. Now you'll be taken to the next section of the level before the Pelican lands next to the Scorpion tank. One unique perk of doing this glitch is that none of the enemies will spawn for the remainder of the mission. You will need to do an additional glitch with a Banshee, otherwise you'll get stuck at one of the locked doors. One last Pelican glitch can be done at the very beginning of 343 Guilty Spark. Instead of pressing enter this time, throw a couple grenades to stay seated. The Pelican will then take off and crash just outside the map. What makes this glitch stand out from the others is that you can find this hidden model of Private Mendoza. Since he appears in a later cutscene, it's believed Bungie placed his model here to help render him later. But beyond that, you can traverse a large area outside the map. Onto the mission keys, there's a glitch that'll let you skip a massive portion of the level. In the very beginning, make your way through these doors and kill the grunt being chased by an armless flood. This will make the flood come after you, but it can't cause any damage. Now turn back and make your way to this debris in the hallway. Go into the corner and wait for the flood to catch up to you. Next, go around it and shoot it with the charged plasma pistol. Quickly crouch on top of its head before the flood gets back up. This will glitch you past the debris and into the final section of the mission. Because you haven't walked through any of the doors, the enemies will be frozen in place. It's pretty interesting to attack them, especially the flood since their limbs can still come off. And of course in the next room, you can trigger the cutscene with Captain Keyes. But what makes this unique is that the flood will respawn and kill your player before it ends. Thankfully, dying won't restart the checkpoint and the cutscene will continue with the frozen Master Chief. Now, this wouldn't be a proper Best Glitch episode unless we didn't take a look at the multiplayer.
Oh, that guy's good. He killed 3 people in a row there. Fucking believable.
There are a few popular multiplayer glitches, but the most fascinating has to be escaping Sidewinder. Before starting a match, go into the game mode settings and change the weapons to rocket launchers and set the shields to at least 300%. Now in the game, get a Ghost and park it in this position outside the center tunnel. Jump on the hood of the Ghost and fire a rocket directly down while jumping at the same time. Now press crouch to land on this corner and move into this spot. When your shields have recovered, jump again and fire another shot. And now you'll be inside the mountain. From this point, you're free to completely walk around the outskirts of the map. You can even shoot through the walls. And finally, we'll be taking a look at a glitch to escape the maw. After the first cutscene, make your way to the end of the hallway to trigger a checkpoint. Then go back to the empty airlock where you started. Stand near the ledge and wait for a sentinel to fly by. Once you see it, count a second before walking off to land on a second one. From here, spam the punch button to help survive the fall. And that's it. You can now check out a chunk of the surrounding area of the map. Something cool to point out is that this is the same spot on the Pillar of Autumn where you can glitch out of the first map. And much like the other glitch, there isn't a lot to explore out here, but it can be quite fun to switch back and forth between the old and anniversary graphics. Well, there you have the best glitches in Halo Combat Evolved. If you would like to see more of the Halos or would like to suggest a different game for a Best Glitch episode, please leave a comment below. And of course, I'd like to give a special shout out to my Patreon sponsors, John, Jordan Flattery, Delta, Scissorp, and Kea M. Like always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.